try to cross early or just be comfortable with the fact that whether they cross west or each bridge, it could be, kickstart.
Oh, dude. I mean, here you go. It's that high ground position we've seen traditionally in the past. It's actually a spot that Bing Bang Boom like to hang out in early on when we've got those melee games. But United got here first. They took the Nova drop instead of their normal Milt to Power drop, and that allotted them a position to play from.
I've done that though. There's plenty of times I've picked up a gun. I've put the attachments on it, and I just never pull it out. So I never reload it. But I mean, that's not the biggest thing in the world. It happens.
Yeah.
He just didn't get a few shots early. I mean, those shots from distance weren't going to be necessarily the easiest to hit anyways. But Bing Bang Boom get a nice little foothold here on the southeast side of the
I've seen mine do this before. I didn't realize this was a legit strategy. I always thought it was an accident, but I mean, if it works, it works. You can see Soniqs, they're actually taking the stairs to get their cars safely across the bridge. So. And
this is smart, yeah. I mean, that's one of the biggest things when it comes to crossing on melee bases, especially if you cross by boat or something, you don't have vehicles. And having vehicles on an island where a lot of teams, you know, come without one is such a massive advantage. And Soniqs are going to do well to keep theirs.
Teams that are now to the north, we might see take a pause and potentially pull back away, but then at the same time need to make that call. Do you try to get in the zone while there's still space? Because that does cut things out for teams. But I'm going to cut, and it looks like Soniqs not wanting to give up this compound just yet. 22 is trying to take it out, but Yanni is going to get taken down to Shrimzy with a quick flush.
Oh man, I mean, that's two members now just taken out from 22 and a third potentially. Oh no, this is definitely not the start. Oh, the 22 wants Gizera.
All I'm saying, pick Tickleton over Gizera, man. Rumblers, unfortunately, now finding themselves in a little bit of troubles. They rotated behind Team X. Hero landing a gorgeous nade onto Los, and Waldo trying to find the angle onto Zera. Just not meant to be as he gets taken down.
Oh my. I mean, TX is actually just kind of rolling, but Light Show with a beautiful bolt there. That actually might slow things down. Never mind.
Oh, but
that was clean.
It was so clean, but look at the mini map right there. Dodge just to the north, wrapping around, looking for their own spot into the zone, still focused on Synergy, the big threat. That position that you pointed out being a good one. I mean, this was the reason that Synergy did have to be a little bit careful, was the rest of these teams, they were going to look for a way to get into the zone. You can see Finna right now heard those shots going on between TX and Rumblers, and seeing if they can spot out. They are going to have to make a move, and Troglodytes could be the one to prevent that. But right now, the teams that are coming in just a little bit late, looking for any free shack tree or rock to put down. And and a drive-by DraftKings is going to actually get a knock on to Sharp Shot, but this dip is not free. Kickstart gets one, gets two, gets three! Takes down Fiumba.
What an animal! Kickstart!
Oh, a great start there for Kickstart. E-United solo player still alive in this position, but finding opportunities to score. And you can see Team X, we saw them. We pulled away from that dodge fight, got themselves in a position. Santi gets a knock onto Sills, but now he's got to turn his attention back to why kick a Moo Cow. Wildcard with the high ground just above him.
I'm just honestly still in. That was what a play from Kick. Holy. We talked about how E-United lost 3 early. It was just down to Kick. We weren't sure what he was going to be able to do, but I mean, you can never count out Kickstart. My goodness, that was a beautiful triple there.
Some high ground has been awarded. Now, on the opposite side of the zone, LG having to do a little bit footwork of themselves. We're going to go ahead and listen to their comms as they take this push on an LFP1.
His exit. I'm knocked to Kick. He's prone on you guys on yellow.
I'm blind, Kip. Watch the left. Is he inside the shack?
Knock shack.
Not close.
Close one?
Kick is free kill on yellow. Watch your stats on yellow. I'm gonna play up left. Can you help cover or no? Okay.
I'm smoking a 4 PM angle again.
I'm holding that shack.
What's that smoke behind us? That dodge?
Peek down 2, I believe.
Peek 2, yeah. Yeah. The smoke behind us is me.
We need to clear Kick. He was on that US. Yeah.
We need to smoke towards him.
4 PM is smoked off. We should do it now.
Okay.
He could run out and play behind shack.
And you can hear him right now talking about peak smokes that they're seeing and looking for that opportunity to continue pushing. Remember, we do still have that solo of Kickstart who's been here. He's got a bit of cover, but Penta knows exactly where he is. He's going to take some of that nade damage, but a second nade from Kurt is going to finish that one out. Kickstart has been eliminated, and now that dip taken over by LG.
Yep, that's an amazing dip as well, because they can work up the side of that hill and basically just pour over and try to take shots at BBB. And so LG really good on them as well to realize exactly where Kick was. They knew he got that 3-piece and they kept track of that. That's really big stuff from them. It's very important as well for any team, honestly, to be able to keep track of the kill feed like that. And realistically, LG's biggest threat is just from the north. You just got to make sure they clear out 4 p.m.
Synergy do still have the vehicles, and it looks like Silzen is going to just try and challenge some of that position. We can see the car driving in is going to stop down right at Keenan. He overthrew the nade, does get the knock on to Binya, but here comes the trade. Keenan does get taken down, and that is by Pippa, but Gats getting the knock on to Silzen. Bing Bang Boom have all their attention to everybody who's trying to crash this. Dodge now doing exactly the same. They saw it on the kill feed and used that as an opportunity to not only steal some of these knocks, but take a position in the zone.
And yeah, Dodge has been playing this so well. They've just been taking their time playing on that southeast edge. And what a beautiful time to come in and just clean that up. They do have to still worry about SG to their east, but Ethan going down is unfortunate, but the team is still in a good spot. It's not going to be the end of the world for them, even with Ethan falling. But Hikerman, all of a sudden, they're actually kind of getting picked apart from different angles. And the biggest worry is actually Soniqs. Soniqs are the ones that have to push in, and potentially Team X could cause a little bit of trouble for them, which is a third-party opportunity for LG. And don't forget about Peak, as you were saying, just there on the north side. They are between a rock and a hard place, though.
Yeah, you can see they're already missing a tire. They're going to lie down all the way to try and stay alive. But Tiggleton is just looking for anything moving below the car. There you go. See those legs. Easy knock there. Tiggleton's going to get that last player. Peak fast eliminated. Now, Team X have kept their legs down. You know, he's got the ghillie suits. They're lying in prone. They've just got a little bit of coverage in this dip. No one's looking. So I mean, you know, that's the skill there. Lie next to a dead body. Someone's just going to think you're the body.
I mean, it surely helps that he has a Groza on top of that ghillie suit, so that's definitely going to be a potential easy knock for him. But yeah, LG still potentially could make something of this game. They could come out with a victory as long as they third party here correctly.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're looking at things that Soniqs are going to walk right on top of TX, and as you said, if LG can capitalize on that fight that's going to happen between the 4 members of Soniqs, as well as Herlex and Hero, then that could be a big thing for them. It's obviously going to be coming down to time now. Phase 7 is closing. LG in the stronger position right now for the zone, but depending on where that Phase 8 shift goes, things could still change up back into favor for Soniqs, who have, again, all 4 players up. So they do have the man advantage. And you can see as well, Hwin, he's still looking really good on his armor. He's got plenty of utility and meds, still lots of bullets as well. So there's an opportunity for them to stay in the long fight compared to some of these other teams.
Soniqs also is very diligent in the way that they clear out these end games. They play in pairs. They generally play for trades. And so I don't imagine them giving too much up. But again, I mean, anything can happen in a situation like this. Circle's about even for everybody, so there's no real urgency for anyone to move right now. Especially for Soniqs as well, because they have center circle currently.
There we go. Circle is going to shift now. Phase 8 is going to actually favor a little bit towards the west. So now that means that LG are going to have to move. Soniqs now with a good spot in the circle. This also means that TX are going to have to move. And that could bring back the idea of the third party. If you've got 2 teams moving onto Soniqs at the same time, how do you play this? Now you can see that Shrimsy and Mime have split apart from Tiggleton and Hwin. And that is going to make things easier. You could really split your focus between the 2 other teams that Soniqs are having to focus on.
I will say, though, that the rest of Soniqs have kind of now started to move towards the northern side, or at least wrap towards a little more towards the north side of the circle, holding out the south, basically, right? As we see Mime and Shrimsy still just kind of holding that center line. They know LG is just to their east. And LG's got to make a wrap, and they will be able to, but the problem is Soniqs will have LOS of this. It's just, I'm very curious what Team X is going to do. And they don't need to do it fast. They could just wait for LG to basically get pushed by Soniqs and then come try to make their play, but I mean, yeah, this just looks so strong for the Soniqs. Even if they lose Shrimsy and Mime, they still have Hwin and Tig in the back. Yeah, and you can see Tiggleton is still trying to go as wide as he feels comfortable. That tree that he's standing by is some of the best coverage he's got to try to get that line of sight onto Pinta and Luke 12, but not extending past that position, make himself vulnerable where he doesn't have that coverage. Mime waiting back behind. Now we're moving forward to Phase 9, that dot just in the center of the zone. And that is also a spot that line of sight still can go to Penta. Last few throwables, are out right now. LG using a smoke, trying to see if they can spot somebody out. But now there you go. Oh, Hero taking shots is going to connect.
doesn't get the knock onto mine, but gets him pretty low. Follows it up with the Molotov, but as the Blues closing in, a flashbang right into him, and Hero unfortunately runs right into the zone, takes so much damage as Hairlocks gets knocked down. Hero lying prone again, but that last little move from Soniqs gets the knock, and Luke 12 unfortunately knocks himself. It's Penta versus the Soniqs, but Soniqs clean this one out, taking the first victory of the PCS Grand Finals with 15 kills.
I'm not. Are you surprised?
No.
I mean,
no.
but the thing that shocked me in that game is, I mean, besides the fact that Soniqs just tore through that end game and basically that whole game in general once they hit that melee base, is the fact that Team X, we had waited so long for them to make their move, and when they finally did, they weren't even rewarded for it. They couldn't even get that knock, and that just kind of fell apart because I feel like LG really needed Team X there. They needed each other to help go against the Soniqs.